Tawagan kay Mr. Marcos ngayon. Kung totoong pagsunod sa batas, nakikinig ang mga pulis sa buong bansa. There are around 228,000 na mga pulis sa buong Pilipinas. Sila ang binibigyan, allocated ito by Congress, ng 650 rice allowance every month. Ang pumapasok sa account nila is only 600 pesos. 50 pesos times 228,000 pulis is 11.4 million a month na nawawala sa mga kawawang pulis para ibili ng bigas. Mr. Marcos, ito ang dapat mong pagtuunan ng pansin.
When did it happen? Did
Until
it
now.
happen under President Duterte's time or
Marcos.
when? Marcos, it started.
Ongoing. Right now, habang nagpe-press conference tayo, pumasok po.
Pinatulan 50 pesos.
50 pesos times 228,000 police is 11.4 million a month. Rice subsidy allowance appropriated by Congress. General Marbil, before po ninyo ipinag-utos ang paglusob na illegal sa mga religious and worship compound ng Kingdom of Jesus Christ at paggamit sa mga kawawang pulis sa maruming laro ng politika, ipaliwanag po ninyo ni Secretary Abalos at Mr. Marcos, ito po ang imbestigahan mo. Bigas na ultimong kulang pa na allowance na inallocate ng Kongreso ay hindi mo mapatino-tino at maayos-ayos. 11.4 million ang ninanakaw sa mga pulis. Ito ay galing mismo sa pulis, Mr. Marcos. Tapos itataya nyo ang karir at professional na kalagayan ng mga pulis at babalahurahin nyo ang organisasyon ng pulis para sa maruming laro nyo sa politika. Ito po ang tanong sa inyo ngayon ng taong bayan. Ginagawa ba ito ng Kingdom of Jesus Christ sa inyo na perwisyuhin ang kaban ng bayan ni Pastor Kibuloy? At bakit walang atensyon o ano pa mang komentaryo mula sa iyo? Kagaya rin ng paghahanap sa napunta ang 500 billion na investment scam na tinatawag mong Marlica Fund. Mr. Marcos, ang dami mong sagutin sa taong bayan before mo sabihin na sundin mo na niya ang batas kay Pastor Kibuloy. Ikaw ang may malalim at malubhang pananagutan sa paglabag sa batas at kawawang kapulisan na ginagamit sila sa iyong maruming laro ng politika. 11.4 million pesos. So sambulat ngayon sa buong daigdig. Mga kababayan, wag nating itong tantanan. Kagaya ng paghahanap natin ng 500 million na investment scam nila na pundo ng kaban ng bayan. Billion, yes. Samantalang si Pastor at Kingdom of Jesus Christ ang nilulunsaran mo ng gera, maglunsad ka ng gera sa korupsyon at gutom, kawalan ng trabaho at kahirapan ng buhay ng mamamayang Pilipino bago ka magtapang-tapangan sa hindi mo dapat kalaban na tumutulong sa pagbubuo ng lipunan at pagtatanggol sa mamamayan at pagtutuwid ng ating bayan kagaya ng ginagawa nila Pastor Kibuloy at ng Kingdom of Jesus.
Thank you very much, Eric. Yes, Dr. Rain.
As a doctor, no, I'm really worried about the mental condition of this president. Kasi just recently, no, well, actually, even when, as soon as he started, one after the other, the kind of decision-making skills that he has, no, is it really is compatible with what we've heard, no, and he hasn't responded to the point where tayo ay masasatisfied tayo about his substance abuse disorder. Naririnig natin yan, and yet he hasn't responded to that. Just recently, was it the regional director, Eric of Region 11? In 12 hours, 4 yung palit. Of Davao City, no? Davao City. No, so, in 12 hours, something like 4 ang pinalitan. No, so, and what worries me kasi is like that, no? Yung isa 3 hours, no? It's just ridiculous. It's like a noontime show. No, and it really gives you a glimpse of the caliber of thinking that's going on with someone who is our president, no? And this is what a chronic substance abuse disorder does. It impairs your judgment, your decision making, your perspective of things. It makes you paranoid. It makes you depressed. So these are things that enter my mind as a doctor because what's going on in our country right now is really abysmal. It's like a nightmare. It's like what's going on with this president? No, nakikita natin what we're seeing now with Pastor Kibuloy and the kingdom. Horrible as it is, it's just being replicated all over the country and in all branches of our government. Nung panahon ni President Marcos Sr., he corrupted the AFP. And I'm not saying this because I was anti-Marcos or I went to UP. No. Totoo yun. Tinuturo yan sa mga eskwela sa AFP at sa PNP. He corrupted our men and women in uniform so that yung tiwala sa men and women in uniform napakababa dahil kay Ferdinand Marcos Sr. And dahil sa soul-searching na ginawa ng mga institusyon na ito, bumalik ang tiwala ng tao sa kanila so that yung AFP, for how many years sila yung number 1 na most trusted, and under President Duterte, ang PNP enjoyed the most trust ratings, no? Highest trust ratings nila that they ever experienced. And now that this is happening, that the men and women in uniform, whom we trust still, no, but it's hanging by a thread because their commander-in-chief is abusive and arrogant and incompetent and doesn't have any respect for them, doesn't have any appreciation of the job that they do, and uses them as his private army. Those institutions are already being eroded after that long and arduous work of soul searching that they did, no, of professionalizing their profession, no. Okay, so that's my concern.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ray. Kasama din natin mga reporters sa SMNet. Magtatanong sa ating panel. Unahin po natin si Jean Domingo.
Yes, good evening po sa panel. In connection to our discussion, Marcos Jr. mentioned that we are always questioning the government's motive. He claimed that they are merely following the law and that we should do the same. Now, for the record po, did they follow the law during the serving of the warrant of arrest last June 10 at the KOJC religious compounds? And additionally, did they follow the law when accepting donations from private sources?
Well, in the service of warrant, I have been repeating it that they did not. It was a stark violation of Rule 113, Section 11, because they broke entry. No, the rules state that before you can break entry, you must secure the consent of the house owner. Because in U.S. versus Arceo, the house, however humble it may be, or any structure for that matter, is his castle. So, kailangan kunin mo muna yung consent. At saka may probable cause ka na nandun talaga. Oo. Tapos, paalam ka, kung ayaw, unreasonable yung pag-refuse, doon ka papapasok. Oo. Pero dapat, may probable cause ka na nandun. Oo. Hindi ito na-follow eh. Ang problema lang kasi sa PNP dito, pasensya na po, ang dami naming CCTV. So, ang sabi daw nila, kaya kami pumasok, binumbahan kami ng tubig. Hindi naman, tingnan mo, oo. Klaro-klaro, 3:55 AM, dumiretso na lang kaagad, umakyat, ano yan? That's breach. No? Breach of property rights. So under Article 420 of the Civil Code of the Philippines, state of necessity, then the house owner or the structure owner has the right to defend themselves because that is a grave violation of their property rights. So, kung i-stop sila, tama yung mga taong nag-stop sa kanila kasi violation yan, hindi mo po pwede pasukin lang yan. Yung institution na yan, marami ding nakatira niyan. It is also a domicile of many persons who are living within the compound. So, violation of domicile din yan under Article 128. So, kumbaga, illegal talaga yung nangyari. May mga aresto pa sila. Nung pumasok sila doon, inaresto yung mga minors, no? Tapos may mga binugbog pa. Tingnan mo, yung bombero na gamit na lang when they were actually violating the rights of our client. So, in effect, it was a violation of Rule 113, Section 11. So, pasensyahan na kung ma-filean kayo po ng kaso. Pero ipaalam namin wala kaming finailan na kaso ng mga ordinaryong mga pulis po. Wala kaming finailan. Ang mga general po ang aming finailan at mga kernels na nandun na nagbigay ng order po. At saka po, si Secretary Abalos kasi siya naman po ang DILG Secretary. Walang personalan po ito kasi nangyari yun na involving 4 different regional commanders. That can only be done if there is the imprimatur of the Secretary of Interior and Local Government and the Chief of the PNP. That's why we included them as respondents po. So, concerning naman doon sa na-file na namin yun. May pahabol pa nga na mga ibang kaso pa, no? Pero as to violation of unlawful arrest under Article 269, Article 128, at saka ibang Article 132, interruption of religious worship, na-file na namin yun. At saka sa mga general, makakatanggap na po kayo ng mga subpoenas po, no? And then, yung sa isa namang violation na sabi ko na kanina, yung mag-put up ng reward from private unknown sources. No? That's a stark violation of Section 7D of Republic Act 6713 in relation with Section 3C of RA 3019 po. So, marami pong na-violate dito and it's just so sad that the executive department, which is tasked by our constitution to implement the law, is the one now violating the very laws that they are supposed to implement.
Would you like to let Attorney Tapasio?
Actually,
Yes,
the laws here that you just mentioned is just the tip of the iceberg of the laws that Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has already violated. No, napakarami. So this president doesn't have the moral ascendancy to be asking us to follow laws because he himself is the number one violator of our laws. No, and in fact, not just ordinary laws, but our Bill of Rights, our constitutional rights, the most sacred of our rights. They've already violated it, and we here at the Kingdom, no, Eric and I were illegally detained for asking a simple question that we are entitled to ask as citizens of the Philippines. Pero wala tayong narinig sa kanya, di ba? When we ask, Speaker, totoo bang 1.8 billion ang travel allowance mo? And for that, we were illegally detained by Congress. No, the Speaker by the Romualdez-led House of Representatives. So, in other words, he really I cannot even fathom how to answer this question, yung tanong mo, kasi even just with the morality, no, the morality of having parties, ostentatious parties there in Malacanang with fireworks worth millions while the hungry Filipinos are watching. No, kasi yung neighborhood niyan ay squatters area yan eh. No, but the morality of it's a very immoral presidency, no, very indifferent. So for him to say something like this